It's a whodunit. You've seen one, you've seen them all.
This is an assertion made early on by Leo Köpernick, Adrien Brody's character in See How They Run. But does the film spend the remainder of its runtime trying to prove him wrong, or does it prove him right? I rewatched the film recently and have some thoughts. I'll be giving some spoilers, but not too many. Basically, I will tell you what was done, but not who done it. See How They Run was released in 2022 and was the directorial debut of Tom George. Among its many categories on IMDb are cozy mystery, whodunit, bumbling detective, comedy, and farce. So that gives you some idea of what we're dealing with. It's a very self-aware movie. It makes a lot of meta jokes, as they call them, self-referential. It's a murder mystery that knows it's a murder mystery. See How They Run is rated PG-13 and has a runtime of 98 minutes. Also worth noting is See How They Run was nominated for Outstanding British Film of the Year at the BAFTAs. The setting is London's West End in the 1950s. Agatha Christie's Mousetrap has been a successful play for 100 shows, and Hollywood wants a piece of it. Movie producer John Wolfe, who was a real person by the way, is played here by Reese Shearsmith. Wolfe wants to secure the rights to adapt The Mousetrap into a film. A rule of Agatha Christie's may prevent this, but he's moving forward anyway.
This is where I come in. Leo Köpernick's the name. Big shot Hollywood director. Hired to make the film adaptation marginally less boring than the play.
Also brought on board is screenwriter Mervyn Cocker Norris.
Cockamamie novice over here.
Played by a fantastic David Oyelowo. More about him in a bit. To say Cocker Norris and Köpernick don't see eye to eye on the direction of the film would be a vast understatement. Köpernick's vision for The Mousetrap seems to be turning it into an action movie of sorts, whereas Cocker Norris wants to remain more faithful to the original stage play. What actually made me want to rewatch See How They Run is the fact that Adrien Brody is currently on Broadway in a play called The Fear of 13. It just made me think of that theater culture and everything. And the play actually started in the West End, much like The Mousetrap here. And so I started to make those connections in my head, and it made me want to rewatch. So here we are. I'm going to give you a slight spoiler for See How They Run right now. I'm calling it slight because it's completely laid out in the movie's trailer, and pretty much any synopsis or article you read about it. Before Leo Köpernick can ruin the play, someone ruins him. To solve the case, we get your classic mismatched duo, comprised of Inspector Stoppard, played by Sam Rockwell, and Saoirse Ronan, who plays Constable Stalker, who is new on the job, naive, and a little overzealous. What makes this movie stand out is how self-aware it is. There's lots of kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the audience as they go along. This script constantly pokes fun at the tropes of the whodunit genre. Characters complaining about flashbacks right before a flashback.
No.
No what?
No flashbacks.
They make fun of the, time has passed kind of title card, and then that happens.
Whatever next? A caption that says 3 weeks later.
So it's cheeky, but it doesn't feel too smug. You can tell Adrien had an absolute blast making this film, and it's infectious. You feel kind of a joy when you see his character. He definitely understood the assignment.
Oh, who cares? The audience only ever remembers the last 20 minutes.
Oh, poppycock.
Hitchcock, actually.
Even though Leo Köpernick exits the scene quite early, we still see him throughout the film through narration, flashback, and even a hallucination sequence.
What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Oh, a murder investigation.
Yeah? Anyone I know?
Adrien Brody was kind of the perfect actor to pull off that blend of humor and melancholy.
You. I'm sorry, I thought...
No, it's all right. It's all right. Was anyone sad to see me go?
Inspector Stopper just sort of goes silent and stares at him.
Figures.
So that scene, Adrien sold that very well because he has that kind of emotion in his eyes by nature. And so even though it could have been taken as a funny line, you really do feel bad for him. My favorite scene is when Leo Köpernick is presenting his ideas in storyboard form, and he's so animated with it, and he's so excited about these things he wants to put in, and it's just really charming.
Blam, blam, our hero plugs the killer. One in the gut, one in the knee, oh!
Again, on paper, Leo Köpernick is not a likable character, but with Adrien playing him, he kind of still is. You're probably not at all surprised that Adrien Brody is my favorite part of this movie. I mean, I do run a YouTube channel about him after all. But a very close second is the performance of David Oyelowo as Mervyn Cocker Norris. He is so fabulous and is such a bright spot of the film. You can't help but smile every time he pops up on screen. I think he's utilized exactly the right amount, too. You're always happy to see him because he doesn't overstay his welcome, so to speak. So as you can imagine, my favorite parts of this film are those featuring Cocker Norris and Köpernick together. And then there's Saoirse Ronan, who is the comedic heartbeat of this film. I have yet to see her turn in a bad performance, actually. Her timing is impeccable, especially when interacting with Sam Rockwell's character. He's the, I'm getting too old for this grumpy partner to her excited rookie type partner. Which, of course, is another thing that's overdone in films and plays. I thought Sam Rockwell did a great job overall here, too, and his accent is wonderful, even if he does slip into Captain Jack Sparrow a couple of times. There is one scene, however, that's very distracting for me, and I don't know if it's an issue with Rockwell or the director himself, but they're trying to establish that Stoppard has gotten sick from being left out in the cold too long by Stalker the night they met. But there is one thing that has distracted me ever since I first saw this movie in the theater, and that is the following sneeze.
No harm done.
I don't know about you, but I've never seen a human being double over like that when they sneeze. I know they were going for humor here, but it's a little over the top and very distracting. While I do enjoy this film overall, there are a few things that brought down the quality a bit for me, and that is mostly pacing. Early on, the pacing is absolutely perfect to keep that frantic energy of the situation going. However, there's a scene involving a stakeout that stops the movie cold. Now, I get that that's done for a comedic effect because their frantic police work is sort of stalled by being on a stakeout. However, it goes on for far too long for the audience. And in a film that's this short, it felt like a waste of time. While the self-aware humor is kind of my favorite aspect of this film, there are times where it's a bit overdone. Is the mystery at the heart of this film impossible to solve? No. In fact, if you're paying attention, you will probably figure out whodunit before the third act begins. That's not really the point of a movie like See How They Run, though. This is more like an audience playing along kind of thing versus a movie that's trying to outsmart the audience. If you're looking for a dark, gritty crime thriller, you'll probably need to look elsewhere. But if you appreciate, fun little romp, tongue-in-cheek humor, then this might be worth a watch. Unfortunately, for us collectors, See How They Run is not available on physical media at the moment. I'm not sure why. There was a planned release, but I guess it was canceled. But for now, you can find it on some streaming services, and you can also buy a digital copy at iTunes or Fandango at home. Have you watched See How They Run? And did you figure out who the killer was early on, or no? Let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, revisiting See How They Run. It was the first time I had watched it in a while, and it just charmed me, and I decided I wanted to talk about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Take care.